So now today we will discuss. First, we have to revise what we have learned in last session. Then we will go forward. So first thing is, last time we have discussed the segments. So last time we have discussed कि a satellite consists of two segments. One is a space segment and another is ground segment. Okay. So space segments में satellite था, ठीक है. And then satellite में आपके दो part थे. One part is tracking and control था, TTC and M था, and the second part was the your payload and bus. ठीक है. So payload and bus. तो पता है कि उन्होंने पढ़ा था कि payload क्या है? Whatever the communication satellite, that payload is basically revenue generating unit. So the main unit of any satellite is your payload, and other units are just supporting units of the payload. ठीक है. So the bus subsystem has physical structure, power subsystem, altitude and orbit control, thermal control subsystem, and command and telemetry subsystem. Whereas payload has the main communication channel. So if we talk about the communications via satellite, okay. So क्या हो सकता है? Data transfer is there, video user are there, voice signals are there, and so many things. So these are the earth stations. The signal is transmitted to the satellite, and then the satellite is sending it. ठीक है. So there is a data है. That data is collected at a terrestrial interface system. ठीक है. It will go to earth station through a wire, fiber or cable, whatever is using, and then it is transmitted to the satellite. Okay. And then after receiving the signal from the satellite, it is again distributed through the wire, fiber and cable. Okay. So as we know, there is a payload. Payload is basically transponder and antenna. Okay, transponder, transmission and receiver section, and then there is an antenna for the receiving signal from the atmosphere. Then bus में हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था कि physical structure है, altitude and orbit control है, power system, thermal control and TTCM. ठीक है. So हम लोगों ने दो तरह के स्टेबलाइजेशंस पढ़े थे. स्पिन स्टेबलाइज्ड सैटेलाइट. तो स्पिन मैंने बताया था कि इट इज अ शेप ऑफ सिलेंडर. So as you can see that this satellite is a shape of cylinder. Antenna is in this way. Antenna is placed, and the surface of this cylindrical satellite is the surface is surrounded by the solar panels. Okay. In this satellite, the transponder is here, antenna is this one, this and this is antenna, and this is the solar panels. So this type of cylinder type of satellite is the stabilization is done through spin stabilization technique. And in this type of a structure, we are using body stabilized or 3-axis stabilized satellite. ठीक है. Then spin में मैंने पढ़ा था कि सेकेस इसको डे स्पिन ये मूव करेगा, अपने स्पिनिंग करेगा, तो स्पिनिंग को काउंटर करने के लिए डे स्पिन यूज करते हैं. सिमिलरली 3-axis में आप लोगों ने पढ़ा था 3 वो थे. ठीक है. इनके ड्रिफ्ट को 3 डायमेंशन XYZ तीनों एक्सिस में कंट्रोल करते हैं. देन ऑर्बिट कंट्रोल में स्टेशन कीपिंग कहते हैं ऑर्बिट कंट्रोल को. तो बेसिकली इसका पर्पस क्या होता है कि सैटेलाइट को ऑर्बिट में प्लेस करना, ठीक है। ये जब भी यहाँ से ड्रिफ्ट करेगा ऑर्बिट से ड्रिफ्ट करेगा तो ईस्ट वेस्ट जाएगा, नॉर्थ साउथ जाएगा। तो इसको अगेन अपनी पोजीशन, अपनी जो ऑर्बिट डिफाइंड ऑर्बिट है उस ऑर्बिट में प्लेस करने को ऑर्बिट कंट्रोल कहते हैं, ठीक है। अगेन हम लोग इसके बारे में बात कर चुके थे। तो ये जैसे सी बैंड बॉक्स है, सी बैंड बॉक्स में ये अलाउड होता है कि ये 150 किलोमीटर तक ये सैटेलाइट अगर अपनी पोजीशन से इधर उधर जाता है तो वापस अपनी पोजीशन में आ सकता है, ठीक है। सो यहाँ पे है This force causes the satellite inclination to change by 0.075 per month if left uncorrected. अगर हम लोग इसको uncorrected छोड़ देंगे, ठीक है। The non-spherical property of the Earth primarily exhibit as an equatorial bulge cause the satellite to drift slowly in the longitude along the equatorial plane, ठीक है। तो वो हमेशा ड्रिफ्ट होता है ड्यू टू द बल्ज ऑफ द Earth surface and due to the we can say the gravitational pull of sun and moon. Control jets are cause the satellite to drift slowly in the longitudinal. Control jets are pulsed to impart an opposite velocity component of the. So this correction is referred as east-west station keeping maneuver, ठीक है। सो जो सी बैंड सैटेलाइट होता है उसको विद इन 0.1% ड्रिफ्ट में हम लोग रखते हैं कि पॉइंट जहाँ पे उसकी जो लोकेशन है जो ऑर्बिट में उससे केवल 0.1 डिग्री वो मूव कर सकता है इधर से उधर। और केयू में दिस इज फॉर 0.05 डिग्री ऑफ नॉर्मल लॉन्गिट्यूड टू कीप द सैटेलाइट विद इन द बीमविड्थ ऑफ द ग्राउंड टाउनर, ठीक है। सो अगर हम लोग लॉन्गिट्यूडनल वेरिएशन की बात करें तो सी बैंड के लिए इट इज अलाउड अप टू 150 किलोमीटर एंड फॉर केयू बैंड इट इज अलाउड अप टू 75 किलोमीटर। लैटिट्यूड ड्रिफ्ट विल बी इंड्यूस्ड प्राइमरली बाय ग्रेविटेशनल पुल फ्रॉम सन एंड मून, ठीक है। तो जो लैटिट्यूड ड्रिफ्ट है वो 0.1% अलाउड है फॉर द सी बैंड एंड 0.05% फॉर द केयू बैंड। तो अगर हम लोग सी बैंड की बात करें तो 150 किलोमीटर इज अलाउड फॉर द सी बैंड एंड 75 किलोमीटर इज फॉर द केयू बैंड। सिमिलरली इंक्लिनेशन चेंज, अगर इंक्लिनेशन चेंज मैक्सिमम जो अलाउड है वो है अगेन इट इज 0.5 एंड 0.05। एंड अगर हम लोग इसको करेक्शन नहीं प्रोवाइड करते हैं तो पर मंथ इसका जो ड्रिफ्ट आ जाता है वो अप्रोक्सीमेटली 0.075 डिग्री आ जाता है अगर हम लोग इसको करेक्ट नहीं करते हैं। तो करेक्शन टाइम टू टाइम रिक्वायर्ड होता है, ठीक है। तो ये जो सैटेलाइट है इसका एक बॉक्स दिया गया है कि ये 150 किलोमीटर यहाँ ड्रिफ्ट कर सकता है, 75 किलोमीटर यहाँ ड्रिफ्ट कर सकता है। मतलब हॉरिजॉन्टली इट कैन ड्रिफ्ट from its orbit to 150 km and vertically 72 km. For KU band again 75 km east to west कर सकता और north to south 72 km। अगर इससे ज्यादा जाएगा तो वो जो आपकी एंटीना की पोजीशन है उसको वो सिग्नल कैप्चर नहीं कर पाएगा। North south station keeping require much more fuel than east west station keeping and often satellites are maintained with little, ठीक है। तो ये उन्होंने डिस्कस किया था। देन थर्मल कंट्रोल इज आल्सो रिक्वायर्ड क्योंकि बहुत सारे वहाँ पे हीट पंप्स चाहिए होता है अगर जब लो टेम्परेचर हो जाता है, जबकि इक्लिप्स हो जाता है देन द टेम्परेचर इज लो बिकॉज सन इज अर्थ इज इन बिटवीन सन एंड सैटेलाइट। सो एट दैट टाइम हीट पंप्स आर रिक्वायर्ड एंड otherwise the temperature of the fuel section is to be measured, the temperature of the electronic section to be measured and the controlling of different is required, ठीक है। तो telemetry tracking में था। This was the block diagram we have discussed। तो telemetry receiver यहाँ से signal satellite में time sensors लगे हैं। through sensor the signal through sensor the physical quantity whatever the temperature, pressure or any other thing is sensed by the sensor voltage है, temperature है, current है, then power of the section, and so many things are sensed by the sensor, and then it is converted into electrical signal, and it is amplified, and then it is fed to the ground station. So ground station receives it, then the signal is modified. Modified means the signal is amplified, and the noise is extracted from that, and then signal is processed. Okay. So tracking again, tracking system is it tracks the movement of the satellite in the orbit, and similarly corrective measures is taken. That is fed to the attitude, and actually the command signal is fed from the transmitting antenna to the satellite. Okay. So satellite में जब command जाता है, it is either the time division multiplexing through the time division multiplexing technique or through the CDMA. ठीक है, code division multiplexing techniques. तो यहाँ पे command किस के लिए जा रहा है? Ranging tones used for the range measurement. Monitoring system collect the data from the sensor. Telemetry monitoring data digitized and encoded, usually PSK. ये हम लोग we have already discussed all these things. And power system again, solar panels होंगे and batteries there, because sometimes the solar panels are not working, and even during the launching time the solar panels are not open, so the power generation takes place due to the battery, and the power generation is very high, 10 kilowatt. They have good reliability and long life and do not outgas when it is in a charging cycle. So nickel hydrogen battery is used. Okay. So communication system again, payload में transponder. Okay. Then frequency translation. Last class we have discussed this. When we are using only 4 to 6, 6 gigahertz uplink frequency and 4 gigahertz downlink frequency, then we use only one converter. Okay. So this is one single converter. Means signal is received, uplink frequency, the signal is received, then this is your satellite payload. So the signal is uplink frequency is received by the satellite, and then it is converted into lower frequency, and then process is done, and then it is again converted into high frequency. Means the 6 gigahertz frequency is reduced to 1 gigahertz frequency, then processing is done, and after processing it is fed to the it is converted to the 4 gigahertz frequency, and then it is again transmitted to the earth station. So frequency translation में repeater, non-generative satellite, bent pipe, ये सारे satellites हैं. The transformer currently in use, FSS, BSS, MSS. ठीक है, uplink and downlink is. So ठीक है. So receiving demodulator, LO, ये onboard दो तरह के मैंने बताए थे, onboard and this. तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है, प्रोसेसिंग होगी, देन अगेन यहाँ डिमॉडुलेट किया जाएगा, एंड देन प्रोसेसिंग होगी, देन अगेन मॉडुलेट करके इसको एम्पलीफाई कर देंगे. दो तरह के होते हैं. ठीक है. जनरली जो माइक्रोवेव डिवाइस, ट्रैवलिंग वेव ट्यूब एम्पलीफायर्स आर यूज्ड. ठीक है. दिस इज सिंगल कन्वर्जन ट्रांसपॉन्डर जो हम अभी ऊपर डिस्कस कर रहे थे. तो यहाँ पे चूंकि सिर्फ 6 गीगाहर्ट्ज फ्रीक्वेंसी है, तो हम उसे इस पे प्रोसेसिंग कर सकते हैं, इसलिए इसको 4 गीगाहर्ट्ज में अगेन प्रोसेसिंग करने के बाद हम इसे 4 गीगाहर्ट्ज में करके फॉरवर्ड कर देते हैं. द फर्स्ट स्टेज इज ऑलवेज फॉर एनी कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम, द फर्स्ट स्टेज इज लो नॉइज एम्पलीफायर. सो व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ यूजिंग लो नॉइज एम्पलीफायर? Because it amplifies signal only, it doesn't amplify the noise signal. So signal to noise ratio is improved at the first stage. Then we are using other stage so to amplify the signal. So to improve the signal to noise ratio, we are using low noise amplifier. if input frequency, if uplink frequency is high, suppose 14 gigahertz, then we have to convert it into low frequency, that is up to 1 gigahertz for the processing of the signal. Okay, the 14 gigahertz again converted into, we are using 13 gigahertz local oscillator, so it converted into 1 gigahertz band pass filter, then amplified. Then again, since we have to retransmit it at 11 gigahertz, so again we have to modify the frequency, convert it into 11 gigahertz. So again, we are always using for the conversion of frequency, we always use 3 blocks. One is mixer, this one is mixer, then one local oscillator, another is the band pass filter. This local oscillator and this combination of mixer and local oscillator, they produce 2 types of frequency. One is the sum of frequency, signal of sum of frequency, signal of difference of frequency. Then if we need the sum of frequency of the signal, then we have to use that type of filter. So here we need the difference of signal, difference 14 minus 13. So we need 1 gigahertz band pass filter here. But at this position, we need sum of the frequency. So we use that type of filter here. Means 11 gigahertz, not 1 gigahertz. It is wrongly written. Okay. So, 3 block होते, first is mixer, second is local oscillator, and third is your band pass filter. ठीक है, तो उसी filter को pass करेगा. Then we have discussed antenna. Antenna मैंने बताया था, global beam antenna. Global beam antenna has a degree of 17 degrees, so it can cover most part of the earth. ठीक है, तो हमें जैसे broadband communication करना है, broadband transmission like TV channel or other things, so we can transmit through global beam. ठीक है, and if we have to cover some small portion, like suppose there are many villages at the earth, then we have to cover those small portion of the area. So multiple spot beam antennas are used. ठीक है. Similarly, spot beams are used, suppose if large area at different places are required. Okay. Then there's 2 type of polarization, means we can use the same carrier frequency for the 2 type of transmission. Suppose we want to transmit one signal, and suppose we want to transmit 2 television channels at the same carrier frequency, then we have to polarize the transmitted beam, vertically polarization and horizontal polarization. So we can superimpose one modulating signal on the vertical polarized and second is horizontal polarized. So by using orthogonally polarized beams, we can transmit 2 channels at the same carrier frequency. So again, equipment reliability and space qualification. Equipment reliability is too much required because at satellite, we are unable to go and repair the signal. So maintenance is not possible at the space level, at the satellite level. And the temperature is varying from 0 to 75 degrees. Okay. So for this, for the reliability, actually, suppose for the reliability purpose, what we are doing, we are just giving redundant components. Suppose this is the R1, R2, there are the components placed. So we have to place component in parallel, so that if suppose this component become faulty, then we have to replace, we have to switch over to there. So such type of configurations are used. Redundancy is provided in the satellite, so that if a component fails, then we can replace it with the other component. So redundancy connection, either the series connection is there or the parallel connection is there, or series parallel connections are there. So that depends upon the component and the quality of component and the experience by the satellite designers. So this is shown here. Since TWTA is very sophisticated component, so generally the redundancy of this is done. So suppose this is the circuit and there we are using TWTA. So we have to provide redundancy of this. So suppose if this become faulty, then we can use this. Okay. So now next is satellite link design. Okay. So satellite link design means ki from transmission, we have to transmit the signal to the satellite, and then we have to receive the signal from the satellite. So there are so many losses in between. So to consider these losses, we have to go for link design. So link design is basically consideration of different losses that will happen in the way of the wave travel. So the RF free space segment of the satellite communication link is a critical element that impacts the design and the performance of the communication over the satellite. The basic communication link. So this is shown here. Okay. The parameter of the link are defined by PT. Suppose the transmitted power of the this transmitter, it is a transmitted power of the antenna, you can see. Okay. Then PR, received power of the antenna at the receiving end. Suppose GT is the transmit antenna gain and GR is the received antenna gain. So the power transmitted by transmitter is P2 into GT and the power received by the receiver is PR into GR. So an electromagnetic wave referred to as radio wave. Okay, is normally defined as so radio wave that we can define by 100 megahertz to 100 plus gigahertz. So radio wave signals or microwave signals are defined as 100 megahertz to 100 gigahertz. The radio wave is characterized by variation of its electric and magnetic field. So, okay, electromagnetic wave, why it is known as electromagnetic wave? Because it has electrical and magnetic field. And you know the propagation is this one. And this is one cycle and it is defined by lambda. And we know the relation between lambda and frequency of the signal. So lambda is equal to C by F, where C is the phase velocity of the light in the vacuum. Okay, as we know, the C is 3 into 10 to the power 8 millimeter per second. Okay, so C is the 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Okay, so we can find out the wavelength of the signal. So the frequency and so that way we can find out the lambda. Okay. So when frequency is very high, the lambda is in millimeter. That's why it is known as millimeter wave. Okay. So consider the radio wave propagation in free space from point P source is PT. The wave is isotropic in space. Okay, spherically radiating from a point P as shown in figure. So the waveform, the antenna radiated in this shape. Suppose this is a point P, so it is radiating in this way, okay, in all the direction. Okay. So we will consider in one direction because our satellite is placed in one direction. Okay. The power flux density over the surface of a sphere of radius RA from the point P. So यहाँ से अगर this is the point, this is the radius of the sphere. Suppose and the power is transmitted in all the direction by a point charge. So this is the area of this is pi r square. So the power radiated is given by Pt by 4 pi r square watts per meter. Okay. Similarly, at the surface B, the density over the sphere at radius RB is given by Pt by 4 pi RB. Okay. If the distance increases, the power decreases. Okay. And the decrease in power is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. Okay. The power density is inversely proportional to the square of the distance traveled by the beam. That's why when we transmit signal from Earth station to the geostationary satellite, then what will happen? We transmit 1 kilohertz, 1 kilowatt power, and at the receiving end, we get the power in the range of 10 to the power minus 10 watt. So that much loss happens in the wave. So if we take ratio of power densities, so it will be RB square by RA square. Okay. So we can see that power at this point A is much higher than the power at point B because it is decreasing at the speed of the square of the distance. Okay. Where power at B is much less than power density at A. This relationship demonstrates the Bell-inverse square law of radiation. The power density of the radio wave propagating from the source is inversely proportional to the square of the distance from the source. Okay, so this is the main reason why we have to send a very high power signal for the satellite communication purpose. Okay, so this is clear to all. Okay. Next is effective isotropic radiated power. Now we have to design it by using the equation. What is effective isotropic radiated power? Okay. So effective isotropic radiated power, it is known as EIRP. Okay, and it is very important factor. An important parameter in the evaluation of RF link is EIRP. Using the parameter in figure 4.1 is defined as EIRP is equal to PT into GT. Okay. Power transmitted by the subsystem to the transmitting antenna. Okay. At the transmitting end, we are generating the frequency, the signal that we want to transmit is superimposed on the carrier frequency, and then that modulated signal is amplified and it is fed to the antenna through the transmission wire, to the wire. Okay? From the transmitter to the antenna, it is fed through the wire. So the power generated at the transmitting end is represented by PT and the gain of antenna is represented by GT. So effective isotropic radiated power is P2 into GT. GT is the gain of antenna in that particular direction. The EIRP serves as a single parameter figure of merit for the transmit portion of the communication link. So this is known as EIRP is also known as figure of merit. Okay. So the first term is EIRP. Sometimes there may be a question that define effective isotropic radiated power or define the figure of merit. Then you can write this answer. Then the second is power flux density. The power density usually expressed in watt per meter square. Okay, at a distance R from the transmit antenna with the gain GT is defined as power flux density. So power flux density is in watt per meter square per unit area. Okay, power per unit area at a point is defined as power flux density. Okay. So again, this is your PT, the power of this transmitter. Then it is fed to the antenna through wire, and at antenna, the gain of antenna is GT. Okay, so there is some loss in this wire. When the signal is traveled to the, we can say it will travel to the satellite and then go return back to other receiving end. And this antenna also has some gain. Okay, and then that power received by the antenna is PR. Okay, so PDF power flux density is PT GT by 4R square. Okay, or you can write EIRP by 4 pi R square watt per meter square. Okay. Similarly, the flux density expressed in dB. ठीक है, अगर हम इसको dB में करते हैं, dB is simple method because in dB we have to add and subtract the power. अगर इसको हम इसमें करते हैं तो we have to multiply, and multiplication is complicated at some place. So we are using dB. And why we are using dB in general? So generally the power in communication system is defined by dB, decibel. So decibel, why we are using decibel? Because primarily the amplifiers are designed for the communication purpose. And if we see the property of our ear, so the variation in amplitude of the variation in the of the intensity of hearing of our ear is dependent in the dB. Okay, it can be shown in the dB. Means if any system is producing power, suppose it is producing 20 watt power, and when the power is reduced by half, okay, then there is a variation of 3 dB. Okay. So that is the property of ear, ki the variation of the ear property is proportional in dB. So that's why we are defining the communication system power in dB. So the power flux density expressed in dB is 10 log PT GT 4 pi R square. When we are talking in terms of power, it is in 10 log. If we are talking in terms of voltage, then it is 20 log. Okay, since it is a power, then the term is 10 log PT GT 4 pi R square. Now we can write it in this way: 10 log PT plus 10 log GT. Then there's 10 log by 4. Then 4 pi R square. Okay, so this is half. So it is minus 20 log and then minus 4, 10 log 4 pi. So we can write it in this way. PFD, power frequency for flux density at the receiving end is EIRP, that is the voltage generated, the power generated by the transmitting antenna minus 20 log the distance covered by the signal minus 10.99. Okay, so this is the value of the power received by the receiving antenna at a distance of r. Okay, where PT, GT and EIRP are transmit power. PT is the transmit power, GT is the transmit antenna gain, and EIRP is the effective radiated power, all expressed in dB. The power flux density is an important parameter in the evaluation of the power requirement and interference level for the satellite communication network. Okay. So this is all about what is power flux density. Power flux density is basically represented in watt per meter square. That is the power per meter square. Okay. And effective isotropic radiated power is PT into GT, where PT is the power transferred from the transmitting equipment, transmitting section to the antenna, and GT is the gain of antenna. And we have seen that the power of the signal transmitted. Okay. So the power is reduced, power flux density reduced by the increase in distance, and it is the power flux density is inversely proportional to the square of the distance traveled by the beam. So, okay, so if you have any query, you can ask, otherwise the time is over.